Hi Queens, welcome back to a new video. I wanted to share a few tips on how to look stylish because I always, we just did the video in the closet where I'm giving you outfit ideas, and I don't want these to feel overwhelming or like they're too hard to achieve. So here are a few tips that, like, if you don't know where to go or what to do, these will make you look instantly stylish without spending any money. So let's get into it. The first tip I'm wearing, and that is monochrome. Putting on head to toe, same color, similar colors. Monochrome can either be all matching, like the set that I have on. It can also be variations in the same color palette. This instantly stylish. This is such an easy way, and that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy things, but just look in your closet. That could be all white, that could be all black, that could be two tan pieces, that could be, if you love a bold pop of color, that could be all butter yellow, which is a trend, but that instantly will make it, the outfit or the pieces could be super simple, but that makes the full look feel more intentional. So a monochrome outfit uses one color or variations of a single color through an entire ensemble. This includes clothing, accessories, and it can even be hair and makeup. So like you see me, I even matched my makeup to it, just amps it up a little bit, again, without having to it's more thoughtful, but it doesn't take more, like I was gonna do my makeup anyway, right? So it's not more effort technically, but it's just being more intentional, which again, makes you just look a little bit more stylish. And you can also do this with, again, like I said, blacks and whites, but outfit, it looks like you tried harder than you did. And those are my favorite kind of tips. That's basically all the tips I'm sharing. Like, these look like you tried hard and you put way more effort in than you actually did. Speaking of colors, tip number 2 is gonna be to use the color wheel. I did a video probably 2 years ago talking about using the color wheel. This was when I was trying to lean more into color. And if you don't gravitate towards color naturally, this is a huge tool that you can use to mix and match colors that make you feel and look like an expert, like a professional. So I'll pop up one of my favorite color wheels to use. And this just shows you how to pair colors together, which again, make you look really stylish, because the use of color is such a tool, but it's really hard to do. And the people that wear color really well, they look super stylish. So color wheel is a circular chart that visually represents the relationship between colors, particularly in color theory. It typically includes primary, secondary, and tertiary colors arranged in a way that demonstrate how they relate to each other. This is a big tool. Again, I have a color wheel saved on my phone, and I'll also link below this video, that color wheel video I did. I basically used the color wheel and put different outfits together so you can visually see. But again, I'm popping up colors that make sense using the color wheel, like green and yellow. So pretty together. And those are on the color wheel very close to each other. So again, I like to do close to each other, like right next to each other on the color wheel, or across from each other. But there's so many variations you can play with, so that's tip number 2. And my next tip is to define a go-to uniform for yourself. We've talked about this before, but this is figuring out the style, the look, the outfit that you always feel your best in. And I think you should have a uniform for different things. Now, this is not like a uniform you're gonna wear every day. This is like your go-to outfit when you can't really think of something or you don't have time to think of something. These are your go-to things. Like, I have an airport uniform. I have a running errands uniform. I have like a dinner kind of uniform, and they're just like go-to things. Now, usually I wanna think outside the box. I wanna have fun. I wanna wear something new. But sometimes I'm like, I don't got it today. Let me just go to my uniform. Right, so that could be like either a dress for you. For me, it's typically like a little skirt, a shirt with long sleeves tucked in, and then a cute shoe. My other uniform is also like a cargo pant or a baggy pant, a tight top, some cute heels, and a bag. One of my favorite uniforms for travel is like a one-piece bodysuit and some type of coat on top and some sneakers. For some people, like, your airport outfit might be like a lounge set, or it might be leggings and, having a go-to uniform and really figuring out the uniform, the goal is that it makes you feel amazing. So this is where you kind of have to sit back and analyze the things that you wear and what makes you feel your best. Going out to dinner, like, my go-to is not a dress when I go out to dinner. My go-to is typically like a suit if I don't want to think about something. Or like, again, like wide pants, tighter top. That's one of my go-to uniforms. If I'm speaking somewhere, typically it's always going to be a suit, because I want to feel my most confident. I don't want to have to fuss with my clothes. I know that, depending on what the you know, what the occasion is where I'm speaking. You know, maybe I'll go for a bolder suit or maybe I'll go for a skirt suit, but typically it's going to be in the suit family. So that's the goal of the uniform. It should make you feel super confident. It should be your go-to. It should be like the shapes and silhouettes that you like. This is something, again, you don't have to think about, and you always have it in the back of your mind when you just don't got it that day. So figure out your uniforms, maybe like 3 for different occasions, and always have those to pull from. Next tip is accessories. Accessorize. Add to this is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So this was a huge benefit to me in the last video that you saw. When I was putting the outfits together, I kept pulling out accessories I had either never worn or were very like specific to a certain type of aesthetic. And when I'm shopping for accessories, or when I'm just shopping in general, I keep in mind accessories that fit my vibe, even if I don't have a use for them at the moment. So that's the kind of stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? If you love belts, you should have all type of belts for every type of occasion. You should have some that are tight on the waist, things that you can belt a dress with, something you can belt a coat with, right? Some low-rise belts. If you want to wear, you know, some oversized pants, some belts for the summer. Same thing with like hats. Same thing, you know, I pulled out like the scarf. I have hats, belts, sunglasses for like every occasion, every variation, no matter what the outfit or the occasion, the weather, because I know for me that adds so much to a super simple outfit. So when you're out and about, just look for things. Now know yourself, right? When we're in Zara and we're doing the Zara videos, I always tell you the type of jewelry I stay away from, right? I'm not getting the like bohemian jewelry that looks like you're going to Bali, that's super like earth woman, like that's not my vibe. But typically something with like gold or brass or something that looks a little more like Western or, you know, heavy metal or just chunky, I'm always gonna pick that up. Like I just bought this big belt that has like a big tooth at the end. I think I'm gonna wear that as a necklace when I wanna wear just like a simple, you know, just long maxi dress, but I need something to amp it up. It has like a leather detail and like a big tooth at the end. But I know that's gonna like make it look like I tried again when I didn't. So when you're looking for accessories, either online or in person, keep your mind open and don't just think about the now. Help future you. Keep your mind open, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Look at those accessories. And think about your favorite accessories, right? We know I'm an eyeglass, sunglass type of girl. I'm also like a daintier necklace kind of girl. I don't really wear super chunky necklaces. I am a cuff girl. Feels like less work, makes the biggest impact. So understand the accessories you like. Make sure you load up on them when you're shopping, so when you need it, you have it to pull from. Next tip is a given, but I'm gonna say it. You have to own the look. We can call this tip confidence. We can call it, I call it owning the look. Whatever decision you make, whatever you put on, once you walk out those doors, we can't change it till we go back home. So you need to own it. That's the confidence piece. I know it's easier said than done, but that's a huge part of like looking stylish, giving off the vibe of like, you know what you're doing. You got it together. You got to own the look. You've made the decision. Now you got to stand on it. So I just want to put that out there because a lot of times I can have on, again, sweatpants, maybe a nice coat, but sneakers, but maybe I put my coat on my shoulders, but I'm owning it. Like this is the best outfit in my closet. I feel amazing. And that, like me exuding that confidence and owning the look that way, then people are like, oh, I love your outfit. I'm like, this is not even an outfit. But I put on some sunglasses and I put my coat on my shoulders and now it's giving outfit. It's giving, I feel fabulous and I look fabulous. Therefore you think I look fabulous too. So I just want to put that out there, own the look. Next tip, and this is one that I feel like we just got to get back to. You know, I know COVID and quarantine did a number on all of us and we were all trying to be, you know, comfortable. And we just, you know, for me, I know it took me a minute to get back there, but I'm going to tell you, you need to add a heel. You need to throw on a pair of heels. You know, I really started thinking back to like effortless, you know, stylish people that just like are always giving bad bitch. And it made me think of Rihanna. And that made me think of how she always has on a stiletto, a sexy pump, a nice heel, even if it's a casual fit. Now that doesn't mean you need to wear heels to look stylish. But sometimes if you're just not feeling stylish, right? You put a look together and you're like, it's just not giving what I thought it was gonna give. Sometimes you just need to throw on a heel. And I've been doing that more and more as I get out of the bubble of I always have to be my most comfortable self. And it does in fact make a difference. So I would analyze the heels that you have, see what gaps there are, if that means color or like silhouette or style, and throw on a heel, right? Like little shorts with a heel, baggy pants with a heel. You wanna do a little capri, those are trending with a heel, a mule, a wedge. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it does make a difference. And it's also like a posture thing, right? Like you stand taller, you sway a little bit when you walk. It gives, I do this, I'm teetering, I do this, especially in the summer. Put a little anklet on with your heel. Throw on a heel, you're seeing the inspo. Dressy, casual, obviously not if you're like running errands or, walking through the mall, but if you're going to lunch, we don't always have to just throw in a little flat sandal or a loafer. It can still feel casual, but like a little more fabulous. Getting your girlfriend's era, getting your Joan Clayton bag, throw on a heel. Okay, the next way to look instantly stylish, this is my go-to, this is my favorite, it's gonna be to add structure. So, and that's a little harder to do in the summer because obviously it's a lot warmer, but that is adding a blazer. That's thinking about tailoring, right? That's like, instead of just denim shorts, maybe it is a tailored short. Maybe it's a set like this. And then like this set, you can't tell, but again, I'll show you when I stand up, but it has like a corset in the pants. That's structure, that's shape. It's creating a silhouette, making it feel more pulled together than just like a very loungy kind of set. So think about tailoring if that means throwing something over your shoulder, especially in the summer. Like I'm still gonna take a blazer with me to dinner to give a little structure. I might not put it on, I might just throw it over my shoulders. It gives a mood, it gives a moment, makes you instantly more stylish. Also, this is where you can think about belts and belting things and like just really trying to create shapes and silhouettes. That's something blazers and jackets do really well, but also you can think about this in terms of like your pants and just like playing with different proportions and silhouettes. So like, a more balloon style pant, like a look I am trying to recreate right now is like a slim fitted tank top, because I told you that's my go-to, and a big baggy pant, but instead of just baggy, more of a balloon shape, right? It's that silhouette of like smaller, then the waist nips in a bit and the pants balloon out. Really think about the shapes. These could be simple, super simple things. Like I'm gonna do this with a pair of like denim and a white tank top, but the shape is what's gonna create the interest and make me look more stylish. So think of tailoring when you don't know what to think of. Also just think of shapes. Even like, I'll pop up some more inspo, but like I've recently been into like midi skirts, but again, more shape. I love an A-line. I've always loved A-line. I think it's, what looks best on my figure, but it's flattering on most people's figure. And an A-line just means it goes out like that. So, but I used to just do mini skirts, and I've been doing maxi skirts because it's just easier to wear, more daytime appropriate, feels a little more casual than like a super mini skirt. But that is the shape and the volume it's creating. Doesn't really matter like what I pair it with, the shape that the bottom is giving feels more stylish, feels more elevated, feels more intentional, which is our goal. Again, we wanna look like we tried more than we did. All right, those are my tips to look instantly stylish. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know your favorite tip, if you have other tips. Also, if we want a part 2. So leave it below. Also leave the last video if you didn't see that, which is what should I wear? And then let me know what else you wanna see, what would be helpful. I will link my outfit below. It's by Andrea Iyama. I absolutely love it. Love the color. I'll link it below. Highly recommend. I think that's everything. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.